last class, we talked about the names of the lines when the bass clef is being used, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the names of the lines?
G, B,
Mm-hmm.
D,
Mm-hmm.
F, A.
Mm-hmm. Awesome job. And what did you come up with to remember those?
Goats bend down for alfalfa.
That's awesome. I like that one. I've never heard that one before. I really like that one. So what I want for us to do today is we're gonna look at the names of the spaces when the bass clef is being used. So in
Okay.
previous lessons, we looked at the names of the lines and spaces when the treble clef was being used. Last class, we looked at the name of the lines when the bass clef is being used. And today we're gonna do spaces. So after today, you'll know the names of the lines and spaces with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're gonna focus on the spaces. And we've said that when you're going up the lines on the staff, the lines and spaces always go alphabetically. So if we skip from the first line to the second line, and that's skipping from G to B, what would the name of the first space be?
A.
Awesome. So the second space would be what?
C.
Third space?
E.
Mm-hmm.
G.
Awesome. Really good job. So when you put them all together, you get G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So let's recap everything. On the treble clef, we have E, G, B, D, and F. Yes?
Yes.
And for the spaces, what are the spaces again?
G, B, D, F, A. Oh, wait, no, that's for the bass.
Awesome job remembering. F, A, C, E. For today's assignment at the end of the class, just as how you came up with a way to remember the names of the lines and spaces when the treble clef was being used, and you came up with a way to remember the name of the lines when the bass clef is being used, I want you to come up with a way to remember the spaces when the bass clef is being used, all right?
So that's A, C, E, G.
Yes, A, C, E, G.
Okay.
And I'll send you an email to remind you so that you can do that till next class, all right?
Okay.
So we're going to make a kind of step, okay? So in the next space, I want you to give me another eighth note right above that C. So it would be right here. Awesome. And then another one above that. All right, just continue going right up. All right, awesome. Do you realize that in this bar, we have two C's? So there's one here,
Yes.
and there's one here. But do you realize that they have different sounds? They don't sound exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
One is higher than one, right?
Yeah, that makes it sound like higher.
Okay, which one is higher? The one at the top or the one at the bottom?
Top.
One at the top. Awesome. So just as how you created a scale just there, you made a step going up. When you put pitches together in a specific order, it's called a scale.
Scale?
Yes, but a musical scale. The musical scale is when you put a set of notes together or a set of pitches together in a specific order.
Okay.
Understand?
Mm-hmm.
What you actually created just there is a scale, and that is called the C major scale.
So it's a C major scale?
Yes, it's a C major scale because it starts on a C and it ends on a C. Got it?
Got it.
All right, awesome. So I want for us to continue in the next bar, but this time we're going to be going down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Wait, do I go one more?
Yes, then play that. All right, great.
Okay.
So that's how scales operate. From the first C to the next C, in the first bar is called the ascending C major scale. In the second bar, from that top C to the bottom C is called the descending C major scale because it's going down.
Descending C major scale.
Yes. So ascending is going up and descending is going down. Follow?
Yes.
Awesome. So with that in mind, we are going to do some creating. All right?
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to create from your drums up, and I'm going to give you the freedom to do whatever it is you want from the drums up until we get to the melody part. When we get to the melody part is where I will give you some directions. All right?
Okay. I like that.
All right, great. So next up would be the bass.
Bass, I'll use bass guitar.
All right.
Um,
What kind of notes are you going to use for your bass part?
I'm gonna use. Let's hear how that sounds.
I like it.
Now for
All
the
right, great.
chords, I always do violin for the chords.
You always do. Why is that?
I don't know, I just think it sounds good.
Okay, no problem. And what kind of chords are you making there?
It's not the stacked chords.
Awesome. Do you remember the
I
word?
forgot what that was called.
Arpeggios.
Arpeggios.
Yes. So you're making arpeggiated chords.
Arpeggiated.
All right, awesome.
Okay. Let me hear. Okay, I'm gonna go in mixer and I'm gonna turn down the drums
a little bit. Awesome. I was going to suggest that. So you're really listening. Great job.
That sounds a lot better.
All right, great. So harmonies next. All right, so we're doing only 8 notes in the harmony.
I'm going to use one whole note right there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so for me, I want you to do half notes ascending from the first letter, which is C, to the 5th letter, which you just determined is G. Is that a C?
Oh, wait, I forgot. C is always right here.
Awesome. All right. And so that's great. Okay, you're doing a descending there. No problem. That's how you'd like to use the last one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see what that sounds like.
I'm going to put it on the 6th.
You want to go up to the 6th? All right. Let's see what that sounds like.
I think that sounds really good.
Yes, it does sound really good. Nice job. Do you realize, though, that when you reach to the end, to that last note there, that's the A, it kind of feels like you want to keep going because it just doesn't sound like it's finished? Does it feel that way to you?
Yeah.
It does? All right, great. So that's one way that you know that you need to, what we call resolve the scale. And resolving the scale just means that you kind of need to finish it so that it sounds right. It doesn't sound so incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm not saying we have to do that now. I just wanted to see if it felt that way to you, because it means you're a really true musician. You got the music in you, and that's awesome. All right. All right. So is there any question that you want to ask about what we've done today?
No.
Great. So I want you to tell me back in your own words. What is a pitch?
A pitch is, say you have a C up here and a C down here.
Mm-hmm.
They sound different even though they're the same letter, because
Yes.
one's higher and one's lower.
Okay, awesome. So the pitch is the highness or the lowness of the sound. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. So the next thing that we looked at was a scale. Do you remember what the scale is?
The scale, was that when it was going like up and down and up
Yes.
and down?
Definitely. So the scale is when you arrange a bunch of pitches in a specific order. Now you have different kinds of orders, but when you arrange them in one of those specific orders, then it's a scale, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So which scale is it that we focused on today?
We focused on, okay, so the scale is going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So did we focus on the ascending scale, or?
We did work with an ascending scale and a descending scale. But let me tell you, when it comes on to major scales, which is the one that we did today, they're named based on the note that they start and end on.
So we did the major C scale.
All right, so it's C major scale. So you say the name first, the letter name first, and then the type of scale that it is, which is major, and then scale. So we focused today on the C major scale. Mm-hmm. Follow?
We focused today on the C major scale.
Awesome. So today's class, we did pitch, and we started on the C major scale. We've come to the end of our lesson. How are you feeling?
Good.
You're still feeling good? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Sounds good. Is there anything that wasn't clear to you today? Anything that you'd like for me to go over next class? Anything like that?
No.
We're all good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds awesome. So you can go ahead. Awesome. Save your song. What are we going to name this one?
Okay. The ladder.
I like that you came up with that name, because it means that the whole idea of scales is kind of sinking in. But just one little thing. Ladder is spelled with 2 D's. So you go ahead and add another D in there. All right. Great job. All right. So that's it for our class. I will see you next week, and I'll go ahead and send that email to your mom right now so that you can have it to do your assignment. All right?
Okay.
All right. See you next week.
See you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.